Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the DCHL Outsider podcast. I cannot for the life of me get past these first 15 seconds and just actually get into it. I'm very self-conscious about the hello and blah 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 stuff, so I'm going into it. I'm winging it. So interesting week, I guess. Lots of stuff going on. Start of the MDHL Wednesday season for some teams. Some teams had a bye. Well, we're doing what we're doing. We're gonna leave that alone. New season, we'll let it sit and simmer for a couple weeks and jump right into it. Roller hockey, we were unable to get Suds on the line or anyone else at the moment, so we had a little segment last week. We're gonna hopefully do it weekly, so we're gonna see what we can do. Beyond that, I love the podcast, love the feedback I'm getting. People seem to be enjoying it. Awesome. If you have any other suggestions, let me know what I can do. Let me know what we can do to make it work and be awesome. So, moving forward, I guess, until I hear otherwise or get, any suggestions or feedback, I like to keep the episode, I guess, two parts in a way. The first part will be, recap of the league, news, scores, and updates. And then the second part will hopefully be an interview or something along those lines. Ideally shorter but long form, 20 so minutes. Hopefully keep the podcast 40 to 60 minutes. I don't know if people want longer or shorter. This podcast is going to be longer as a result of the special guest that we had. Guest is incorrect, technically. We had guests with an S. We had, not only as an S, it could also look like a 5 because we had 5 guests. That was so lame, but I'm going with it. We had 5 guests on the podcast today. We filmed it outside of some restaurant place in Maryland with a bunch of the Gwendolonians. It was Sam, Alec, Teal, Aaron, and Ben. It was so cool. It was awesome. So check that out after the game updates. And it was long. It was about an hour or so. It was really fun. I was going to edit it out. I was going to do that. I don't want to edit things out. I like keeping things as true to the original as possible. I think in general having just something the way it was is just more genuine than getting something that's over edited or anything like that. There were a couple F-bombs dropped. I probably should edit them. I don't know if I should or shouldn't. I don't know how family friendly this podcast is. I think that it is family friendly, and it's cool to be able to share it with everyone, so I am going to go back and edit out the profanities. Beyond that, everything else will be kept long form, unedited, unaltered in any other way, so I think that will also be another approach that I take. Keep it very, hopefully, politically correct and cool and uncontroversial, full of awesomeness and no swear words, so you can maybe, I don't know, show children, or I don't even know who listens to it. I know I listen to it. I know Ben Berger loves it, apparently. He is all about the podcast, or not. He's probably just lying to me because I was sitting right next to him, but I love the enthusiasm with the lie. I will believe the lie, and maybe it will come true, Ben. Maybe you will be a fan of the DCHL Outsider podcast. So let us, I guess, get into it. Sunday was a crazy day. I will leave it at that, and we will look at some games, I guess. So we had thank God. Okay, Species 5618, they're dead. That team is done and over. Renamed the awesome Midnight Riders. This is their first official game. We got the logo from Claude. It looks sick. He's going to clean it up a little bit more, I think, so it'll be good for jerseys or anything else like that. It's awesome. It looks so good. Love the colors, like the purple, the black. You can see it on the DCHL League's Facebook page. As they got a tweet because, they won big time. 7-1 against the Street Sharks. This is the kind of game that I love to see. Not necessarily in terms of score, but the Riders had 7 goals from 7 different players. That is awesome. I love seeing a game where many people score. and it's cool that everyone was involved. We had 10 players on the team had points. That's awesome. Everyone's touching the ball, everyone's moving around. That's the way that hockey should be played in general, and especially rec hockey. It's a learning experience for everyone, and getting more people involved in the play only leads to good things. Shout outs to Kenta, who is back and playing on the team. He had a goal and 2 assists in the game. Awesome for him. I believe Sam Berkeley, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She scored a goal. I believe she scored a goal. I checked the stats. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure she scored because I remember I gave her some major props on the podcast last week, and she scored again, I believe. Not sure. Hopefully she did. Awesome. Really bringing the thunder. Awesome on her part. Street Sharks had some unlucky breaks. They had some penalties. Frustrations were a little high. Lawrence went down early. I think he twisted his ankle or something. Hopefully he's all right. Fingers crossed. Just a game like that's really hard to talk about. I'm glad that the Midnight Riders did well. I'm glad they had everyone involved. Remember, if you want to be a good team, you're going to be like a really good team in the league. You're going to be a fun. Good and fun are pretty much interchangeable. The teams that have the most fun are generally the teams that are winning, and you want to win. You want to have fun. Pass the ball to all your players. Communicate. Be positive. Be happy. And that's just the best part of hockey is making those sweet tic-tac-toe passes, making sure everyone touches the ball, and then if you score, awesome. If not, you can always pass to the next player on the next time you touch the ball. So we had then the Hockey Dead against the Slashing Pumpkins. This game was pretty cool. Pumpkins had 3 unassisted goals. That was weird. Davin, Matt, and Doug all scored unassisted. It must have been a weird anomaly of a game for them. I don't know how it happened. They just had 3 unassisted ones, but it was cool for them, I guess. It's weird talking from, hey, assists are awesome, passing around, team with 3 unassisted goals. Pumpkins, they're very team heavy game, very passing heavy, team oriented kind of team, and for them to have 3, it's just weird. It's weird. It's a statistical anomaly, and statistical anomalies are awesome. Here's another anomaly. Hockey Dead had a 2-minute sliding penalty by Eric. Was trying to stop a shot, slid, penalty, cool. Hockey Dead miscommunication on the bench. When you're on the bench, make sure everyone's paying attention and communicating. They had a too many men call right after that, so there was a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. They were able to kill it off. It was strong, hard penalty kill. Great on them. Brennan scored the game winner. Pretty cool right there. I was going to do like a hashtag by Brennan, as like a parody of the by Menon. I don't know if anyone remembers that, or it was just something that, I don't know. I thought it was clever. I don't know if anyone would get it. I don't know if it even makes sense, but shout outs to Brennan. He had, a goal and an assist? Yeah, goal and assist in the win. Good win for the Hockey Dead. Way to stay strong. Slashing Pumpkins, very close. This is the kind of game you want. 4-3. Keep it up. Awesome game. And if every game's close like that, we're doing a good job in terms of competitive balance and all that. So that's awesome. Speaking of competitive balance, the excellent D4 division, Parity Central right here. We had High Roller Shangri-La playing. This game got a little chippy. We had 4, 5, 6, 7 penalties. It was rough. Somebody was doing the 4 high-sticking penalties, and there was a coincidental minor on a rough, which, it happens. So we had Terry scored a power play goal from the point, let one rip. Brian had a power play goal. It's 2 power play goals, and that's going to go a long way. Chris Z had a goal. He had 2 goals. He played really well today. This was a game where he could do no wrong, and he will go by Zupa Man for the rest of the day. Not much else to say. Dennis had a shutout. Good on him. It was a fun game to watch. Sam had 2 assists on this one. Again, she's bringing it. I don't know what happened. I don't know if she's eating her Wheaties. I don't know if she touched a meteorite and she got superpowers, but she is just, every game she's been in the last few weeks, goals and assists and just doing it all right now. So I don't know what's gotten into her, but she is just on fire right now. So hopefully she can keep it up, as the High Rollers are looking to repeat as the D4 champions, and her her success is going to go a long way. And speaking, okay, so this, okay, IPA got to play the Stingrays, and IPA is so hit or miss against Stingrays. I don't even know how to explain it. Either they get wrecked or they just own Stingrays hard. And we had hands down, the goal of the year. Goal of the year right here. Boo Messick. She fallen down. She just, got the ball on her backhand, roofed it. Just backhand roofed it while falling. This was something you'd expect, on a highlight reel in the NHL. It was an unbelievable, jaw-dropping goal. My jaw is still sore because it hit the floor. It was the coolest goal. I love seeing it because, she got some shout-outs in the DCHL League's newsletter for improving her game, scoring goals, being more of a two-way player, doing all that. And she scores one of the sweetest goals I'm ever going to see in my life. Awesome. Awesome on her part. Brendan, goal and 2 assists. Dan had 2 goals. This was just a great IPA game right there. I believe Stitcher was in net. Stats were a little messy, so bear with me. If there's mistakes, let me know. We were taking them by hand. We had about 10 to 15 people just randomly keeping stats for a period or two whenever they could, chipping in where they could. So we appreciate what everyone did, and that's awesome. 1 goal for the Stingrays. Stitcher or whoever played for them was good in that. So that's IPA bringing it right now. D3 looking to be a very competitive division. I know it was a little hit or miss. I mean, with only 4 teams, it's hard to get a good sample size. But right now, it's weird. We've got Zambroni's had their... Okay, we'll get to Zambroni's in a minute. They had a doubleheader this week. But right now, the Goonies are ahead in the division, and the only winless team is the Stingrays right now. And the Stingrays have 1 goal in 2 games and 9 goals against. And you don't really know what to say. I mean, the Stingrays were the champions. When they bring it, they're such a strong, well-composed team with a lot of scoring. But the last couple of games, I'm not sure if it's hey, we just won the championship, we're feeling good, we can do no wrong kind of thing, and they're getting stunned, or if it's something else. But it's a long season. Stingray's got a long way to go, but I'm not going to hit the panic button yet, but I'm going to hit the I'm a little worried right now kind of button right now, if that exists, the I'm a little worried right now button. Copyright DCHL Leagues. We had the First Ladies Rec go against the Lucky 777s, which I'm going to stop saying Lucky. I hate that, 777s. It's got to be Lucky 7s. Too many 7s. Not a fan of the S sound there. Kind of runs together, and that is a tongue twister. So this was a cool game. This was the one game we got to stream this week. Shoutouts to Adam Marcus and Jessica Nayrod for their streaming of it. I believe they did a very good job. I have not actually watched it yet, so I'm excited to see it from the bird's eye view. I was reffing that game, and I'd like to see what I did right, what I might have missed, and just get another perspective of the game. First Ladies were able to get 2 power play goals. That went a long way. There were 2 high sticking penalties against the Lucky Sevens, and they capitalized on both of them. And that was the difference maker, as the First Ladies Rec had 5 goals and Lucky Sevens had 3. Sam and Tom look really good. Suds was right. I think that's a very good dynamic duo. Beyond that, though, David looked good. CJ looked good. Whole team was moving really well. I think that as soon as they adjust to playing a team game, and I mean, not playing like a team, they haven't gelled. They've got some chemistry right now, but 2 or 3 games is not enough to figure out where your teammates are, where you want them to be. Figure out your passing, your shooting, how you want to, say run a power play, how you want to, break out, gain the zone, how you want to play defensively, and all that. So they did a good job. They look like a very exciting new team to watch. They've got some superstars. They've got a lot of good players. And I am excited to see where this goes, but this is an exciting new team. It's awesome. They can't win them all, and First Ladies are able to best them right now, so we are going to look for an exciting rematch in the near future. So, we said Midnight Riders, awesome jersey, great results, 7-1 win. Zambroni's, their jersey was unbelievable. That jersey looks so professional. It looks so good. We are going to hopefully get a picture in the upcoming week and put it in a tweet, but the jersey is awesome. It's one of the best jerseys I've ever seen. It looks so professional. It looks, oh my, it's unbelievable. It reminds me of like an old school kind of like Mighty Ducks look with something else going on. Just looks great. Zambroni's awesome team to watch. Awesome jersey to watch and look at. So they had a doubleheader today. D3 is going to have a bunch of doubleheaders because there's only 5 teams in the division, and that's how the scheduling is going to have to work to fit it in as few weeks as possible, I guess. So, we had Zambroni's in the first of the doubleheaders. They unfortunately fell to the Gwendolyn Arabian Knights 4-2. We had Adam Marcus had a sweet breakaway goal. It made a move, able to beat Pete Lang on that one. Sam scored, Becca scored, Aaron scored. I mean, these are Gwendolyn players. This is what happens when you play together. When I was speaking of the Lucky Sevens and how they lack the chemistry and all that, I mean, some of it's communication too and just experience. And you see the Gwendolyn players play together. You see the results. They know where they are. They throw no-look passes that are tape to tape, and they're comfortable playing with each other. Ben to Becca score, Teal to Sam goal, Sam to Tricia to Aaron. These tic-tac-toe plays, and a lot of times you can look and say, hey, we're the more skilled team, and that doesn't, you can see it on paper. It doesn't mean a thing. Skill goes only so far, and teamwork is what separates good teams from great teams. And a lot of times it'll separate winning and losing. So Arabian Knights are doing an amazing job building their program. I was honored to play with the Arabian Knights on their Monday pickup today, actually. Played net. I played awful in net. It was 1,000,000,000 degrees, and it was sunny and hot, and I was tired. And most importantly, I'm not a good goalie, but it was cool. Everyone was, understanding and accepting and welcoming. And I love the DCHL community, and I love the Gwendolyn community. I 100% bet you that David is going to go and say that I played great, and it was awesome to have me there. And while, I loved it, but David's he's gonna hype me up more. I played so bad. And thank you especially to Eric T. Eric has been helping me with to become a better goalie. And I would suggest any goalies who are new to playing goalie or want some advice, Eric's he's very helpful with things. I know Melanie Maxstein, shout outs to Mel as well. She's hashtag Mel as well. Mel, I played against her in a game I was subbing in net, and I got beat on a breakaway, and she told me what to do to fix it. And she told me positioning needs to be fixed this way and pointed it out. And the criticism, I'm not going to say criticism, the helpful suggestion, because criticism got a negative kind of connotation to it. The suggestions and the advice really go a long way. And even if I'm just bad in that or whatever, like, it means so much to me that people actually, like, care enough to help me out. Like, it's so cool. Like, I love it. So shout outs to Eric, shout outs to Mel. That was a tangent. I don't know how we got there, but Gwendolyn, whatever. But it was awesome. So Zambroni's tired, had to go back to back. They got the Goonies, and Goonies came out strong. 3 goals in the first period. Casey, Owen, Claudine. Claudine scored 2 goals today. Awesome on her. Great game. She's a very good defender. Insane shot at the point. Great breakout passes. Just knows the game of hockey. Plays really well. Zambroni's got. They got a goal from Lisa, they got a goal from Heather, and they got a goal from Phil. Glad to see that they had 3 different goal scorers, and not only that, they had 3 different people with assists. So spreading the ball out, great team game. Unfortunately, they fell a little short right here. They ran into a strong Goonie squad, and they were on their back-to-back games with their new uniforms. So it's it is what it is, and it's going to be an exciting D3 division. Glad the Zambroni's jerseys are awesome. Shout-outs to the Goonies for their win. It is what it is. D3 is awesome. Games are hit or miss, but Zambroni's played 2 very close games back-to-back, so, close games are really all you can ask for. And speaking of close games, we had the First Ladies D4 take on the Stick Magnets. And speaking of me and net, I had to jump in and play goalie because the Stick Magnets goalie was, I don't know if it was confusion or miscommunication or something, but they were lacking a goalie. So I strapped the pads on. First Ladies pelting me with a bunch of shots. They played amazing. I got lucky, and defense played great for the Stick Magnets, and Stick Magnets were able to win 1-0. Chris Winkler scored. I couldn't really tell where it was from because I was in net and I was exhausted, but everyone's played a great game. First Ladies D4 looked amazing, and I am so excited that they played so well. I am both very happy and very sad that they did not score goals on me, and they also made sure to bring the First Ladies Beach Bash Tiki Trophy to the Sportsplex, showing it off a little bit. They should be very proud of themselves. And Emily Summers, who is captain of the First Ladies D4 team, who, if you want shout-outs, she is going to get some major props in the interview / roundtable that we have with the Gwendolyn players. So that is awesome. So she wants to make sure every player gets the trophy for a week. Really cool way to do it. I am excited. I think that, I'm so glad to see First Ladies grow as a program, grow as travel team, grow on their Sunday teams, and I don't know. It's so cool. I think that everything is so cool. I don't know. I love the DCHL leagues, and I'm glad that so many of you do too. Stick Magnets get a goal. Chris Winkler. I don't even know where to begin with him. He is the hands down. I don't know if I can't say that. I can't say he's the hands down. He is one of the best face-off men you will ever see. And if I were a defender, I would love to be on his point because he wins more face-offs cleaner than anyone I've seen in my experience in the league. And when you ref a lot of games, you see a lot of face-offs, and you get slashed by a lot of people, and you see a lot of draws that get canceled out. And Chris consistently wins them clean back, so he is very good with that. So major shout-outs to him. He scored the game winner, scored the only goal of the game. Great guy, deserves it. Love watching him take face-offs. Love watching him score goals. Becca Nguyen Becca subbed about 1 billion games. A rough week. It was a rough week. Becca subbed a bunch. She was great. Had an assist. Had a goal for Gwendolyn. She's playing great on your 6th, 7th game is awesome and great for her. So we had Walker's Puck U coming up. This game was, I don't want to say one-sided. It was a rough period. Puck U scored 4 goals in the second. They were feeling it, and it happens. Sometimes a team just clicks for a few minutes, and they score a bunch of goals. And we will talk about clicking for a few minutes, scoring goals, and the aftermath. So Kate played great. Kate, great. Better than Ovechkin. I think the Great 8 is such a bad hashtag. We're going with the Great Kate hashtag off, and that's going to be her new signature hashtag. She had a goal and 2 assists. She's such a great player, and it's awesome to watch her just develop and grow as a player and just become like a superstar. Like, she's so good. She is such a good player, scoring a lot of goals, great team player, and she takes care of the elderly on the side, making sure Joe F gets his goals. Kate assists on like 90% of Joe's goals. So when they play together, she is not selfish. She gets the ball. She'll look up. She'll make a move. She'll pass to Joe. And Joe will score some of those old man goals. Joe had an old man goal today, man. Joe's on. Okay, I don't know what it is. You can say old man. You can say this and that. He just scores so many goals. Gets so many points. Again, you can say what you want. Joe jokes he's not the most skilled player out there, not skilled, whatever. I mean, you can talk like that all you want. When you score that many goals just consistently, there's something in the water. I don't know, maybe PED test him, do what you got to do, see if that's his real birth certificate, because it should not be old man goals. You got a new hashtag for that. He scores so many. Jeez, he scores so many goals. Man, I don't even know what to say. He does. He gets open. He got a good shot, and and if you can get open, you know where to go. You got a decent shot, hit the net, you'll score a bunch, and that's what Joe is going to prove. And that's enough gushing about Joe F. That will 100% go to his head. And yeah, he deserves it though. He's a great guy and great captain for Crease Crashers. Great leader, great goal scorer. I mean, just so cool. Um, I am ranting and rambling and gushing about every player who scores goals today. So I will hopefully calm that down. And get back to the exciting news. We had Funk Gorilla Game. This Gorilla Gang, this was probably the best game of the day. Gorilla Gang jumped up to an early lead. First period was 0-0. That was crazy because both teams got a lot of offensive firepower. Gorilla Gang brought it in the second. Josh Lerner had a pair. Manny scored. Um, Funk got one from Keith. Third period, tables turned a little bit. Funk got a goal from Simon. Gorilla Gang responded. Austin scored. Keith scored for Funk to make it a 4-3 game. Close, exciting. Funk pulls their goalie. Alex gets the game tying goal with about 30 seconds left. Not only that, Keith let one rip from the point with about 10 seconds left, and it looked like it was going to curve right in. It didn't break enough, and it missed the net by just a little bit. And if Keith scored that winner, that would have been unbelievable. But he didn't. It happens. Great shot, great game, unbelievable game. I don't like I mean, I love ties, but I don't love ties. I'm not rooting for any team in particular, but I absolutely love when a player steps up and scores a huge goal and they're the hero for the week and they feel awesome. And it's just, when you make such a huge, I mean, and Keith probably done this a billion times, scored clutch goals. So, I mean, hopefully it means something to him, but when you score, say a game-winning goal or a big, sweet goal or something, you should feel good. I mean, look at, the Midnight Riders earlier. You had a bunch of goal scores. Everyone was scoring. It was just a good feeling. The whole team felt good. Boo scored that awesome goal. Roof, that was insane. That was so good. And all these other players who score big goals. You feel good, feel awesome. Like that's one of the best parts about hockey. You score a sweet goal or make a sweet assist or something like that. You feel good about yourself for a couple. I mean, hopefully you feel good about yourself all the time, but like just the rush and the thrill and the excitement of scoring a huge goal. It's you don't get that in everyday life, and that's one thing that's so cool about hockey. You do something awesome, and it's just the feeling is like indescribable. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I get excited over, lame stuff, but I'm okay being excited over lame stuff. So, speaking of lame stuff, Lizards and Mercury Rising. Suds did a good job building Mercury Rising. They played the Lizards today. Eric, this was his back-to-back game. Heat was getting to him. He played the first period. I jumped in for the second. I let in a goal that was not the best. I got beat on the stick side. I should have went down a bit more, maybe use a stick. It happens. But, yeah, I played the second, and Eric was rested, a little cooled down. He played the third. Game was 2-2. Going into it, Taylor, Stedman, 2 goals from Bill and Alex. Honestly, probably not worth mentioning because Taylor's so good. She scores so many goals. I mean, like, 2's like an average game for her. She is so good. She's like one of the most complete players out there. And yep, 2 goals, great game. Unfortunately, there was a last minute or so. Toy tried to clear it for Lizards. It ended up hitting my foot as I was reffing. Kicked right out to Daniel Ruberg, who scored the winner. I felt awful. It's so hard being a ref. It really is, and there's a lot of pressure. You want to make sure you see everything you can. You don't want to let a player down. You don't want to let a team down. You don't want to make any mistakes. And it's so easy to yell at the refs. It really is. And, it is what it is. Like, that ball cleared right off my foot. And as soon as it happened, like, whenever you make a mistake, I'm like, please, for the love of God, please don't cost this game. Please don't be a goal. Please just clear it, end it, whatever. And, oh my God, it kicked right out to Daniel. And I was like, oh God, please, Daniel, miss the net. I don't want to root against you, man. I love you. You're an awesome player, awesome person, but man, missed the net. And he had to break my heart and score a goal. And it was a great shot. Yeah, that sucked. I felt really bad. But I mean, it happens. It's so unfortunate. And hockey's a game of lucky bounces. I was gonna try to jump it, and I didn't. and it just kicked out. It's so bad. Whatever. You know, I'm sorry, Lizards, for that. I tried my best, 100%. It was an unlucky play, and I will. I'd say that I'll do better next time, but I honestly I did my 100% best, and awful bounce, awful bounce, and I feel bad, and it is what it is. So everyone played great. I hate to see a game that great end like that, and me feeling like the GOAT. So GOAT's a bad thing, but I think great. It's like also an acronym for greatest of all time, and I will in fact not be the greatest of all time. I will be the unlucky man who caused a game change while reffing. So that was rough. So that's enough on that game. I don't know. All Blacks Untouchables, classic. All Blacks had Mike Silber in it. Mike played unbelievable. I know All Blacks lost that game 4-1. Mike made so many saves. I mean, he made 28 saves. It doesn't sound like an insane amount. I mean, you got goalies who put up 40, 50 saves in a game. Mike faced 32 amazing shots, and he stopped 28 of them. And it was such a good... He played so well. And All Blacks backed him up. They played hard. They were missing some players. And, yeah, Mike played unbelievable. John Graham, 2 goals and assists. Mark Mager scored. I am so glad to see Mark getting back into hockey form. He had a rough injury, worked really hard. I'm very impressed, proud. I hope to, if I ever encounter any adversity like that, to be as strong as him and Tessa, his wife, who also went through an injury. They did it together, and I'm just so blown away at how positive they were throughout all of it. And, I don't know. I'm so glad to see Mark scoring and playing well, and I'm so glad to see Tessa playing well, scoring. Tessa scored a bunch of goals last season for Untouchables, which was awesome. While Mark was watching, and Mark came back, scored. It's I don't know. It's great. I'm glad. Mark's doing his thing. He looks like he's in very good shape. Looks good, running well. I think he's got to get his hands back a little bit more, but he's looking good out there. Mark's doing good. Untouchables 1-4-1, and yeah, it was cool for them. So, this is unfortunately the game that I have been dreading. This is the we're running a little long on this one. I'd like to just not discuss this game, but I 100% have to. We had the Puck Buddies against the Redcoats, and Puck Buddies are a good team. They are a very good team. They have, without a doubt, one of the top 2 or 3 goaltenders in the league. I'm just going to flat out say he's the best goalie in the league. I don't think there's much debate about that. But at the same time, you've got some amazing goaltenders. You've got Aubrey Moore and Kevin Shea. Mike Kay. There's a bunch of goalies. Jason Stelter. Jeff's up there. There's so many great goalies in the league. It's hard to put one above all others. But when Sean Rada's on, Sean Rada is pretty much unbeatable. And Sean Rada was not on for the Puck Buddies. The Redcoats really brought it. Yours truly scored a goal on Sean, then Austin scored one on him, then I scored again, and then Adam scored on the power play, and Wendy scored. Was a Jake Ruby goal in between, but blink and you miss it. 5-1 Redcoats after the first period. That's unbelievable. I don't know if that's ever happened to the Puck Buddies. I don't know if that's ever happened to Sean. It was unbelievable. It was oh my god, it felt so good. Okay, so I don't like making it like personal or talking about me and stuff on the podcast because I'm just another person or whatever, but I really want to give an individual perspective on this game because hopefully people will think about it and maybe learn from it and all that. So it was so good. Honestly, like I on the one I pulled up and I just let the slap shot go. And I don't have a really hard slap shot, but I put everything into this thing and I beat Sean on his stick side. I let it rip. I got lucky. I picked a corner, and like when I score goals against Sean Rada, they're ugly ones in front of the net, lucky bounces and that. But dude, I pulled up and I beat him on a shot, and it's like it felt so good because like Sean, like I have so much respect for Sean as a goalie, and I have so much respect for how good so many of these goalies are in the league, and like dude, to just beat him like that, it felt so good. I was like, oh my god, it's unbelievable. Then I had a Meg set me up on Meg Noyes subbing for us, had a sweet pass, hit me up. I did it again. I beat him on just like a skill goal, and like I beat him top corner again. And it was like, oh my god, it's the greatest feeling in the like I was talking about earlier. It was like it felt so good. And then like the team's clicking. We're doing what we can. We were short on the bench. We usually run a bit more, and we were down to 9 players due to some communication issues like that. Like if we were smashing them, it's like what are we doing? Like this is unbelievable, killing the puck buddies, and I felt so good, man. I felt so good. It was exhilarating. And then start the second period out, and then a mid scorers set him up on that one. And it's like, oh, dude, it's like 6-1, man. This game's unbelievable. And then things happened. Puck buddies are okay. So I guess the way to look at it is, I never ever trust any lead, no matter how big, unless I see the other team complaining. And if I see them complaining and yelling and getting cranky or grumpy or whatever, then I know it's like, okay, they're tilted, they're out of it, and we're just gonna smash them. And I heard zero complaints out of puck buddies. I heard no yelling, I heard no screaming, I heard no slamming the sticks. Sean was having a very rough first period, and he didn't yell, he didn't blame his defense. His defense didn't blame him, and they kept it together. And that is, the mental aspect of the game. They kept it together. They stayed focused, and it's like, hey, we got Sarav, we got Jake, we got John, we got a strong defense. It is what it is, and we're down 6-1, and it doesn't matter because we can still come back. And you know what? They came back. Man, they came back. That was something else. And I was exhausted. Like, let's be honest, I was tired. Austin was tired. He was subbing. Meg played a bunch of games. She was tired. And that is 100% not an excuse. Because, as the person who was kind of in charge of the Redcoats that game, I definitely should have dialed it back. I should have just told people, hey, we're up 6-1. Like, let's not get sloppy, because one mistake will cost us. And we had 4 mistakes to give. We were up 6-1, 4 mistakes to give, and we got really lucky, and we made more than 4 mistakes, and they didn't capitalize on all of them, but they capitalized on enough. And Jake Brewer did some Jake things. Sarav had a very good game, and Sean Rada brought it back, and puck buddies were down 6-1, and they won 8-6. They had an empty netter to make it 8-6, but that was, oh god, as hard as it is to just think about that and just be like, we had them, we were giving them a beatdown they've never seen before, and they kept their cool, and it's honestly, that's on Sarav. Sarav did a great job doing what he did and making sure everyone was good, and just planning ahead. Hey, we're down 6-1, let's score one and start talking. If it's 6-2, we'll score another one. Then hockey, there's no 4 points, there's no 3-pointers. You can't make up goals 3-4 at a time. It's not how it works. You can't do it. You start with one and you go from there. You keep your head. You don't complain. You maintain your composure, and crazy things will happen. It's never over till it's over, and I'm so mad at the puck buddies for doing that to me, but at the same time, the amount of respect I have for them doing what they did was unreal. And that is a shout out to the puck buddies. Redcoats played amazing. We were short on D. Adam Gehring played most of the game, and he did such a great job. He was so strong offensively and defensively. That was probably one of the best games I've ever seen him play. I don't know if going to Beach Bash did something or whatever. He played good at Beach Bash, but like when today. So I don't know. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe just playing at the tournament helped him get refocused and just, it was unbelievable. And Austin, I know Austin was exhausted, but he had subbed a bunch of games because there was, some teams were short or whatever. Yeah, he said he was tired, but he did not. He didn't look it. He looked like he was fresh. He ran every shift so hard, and he did an amazing job. And he subbed in and dropped back to D. Brett dropped back to D when we could. And I know this is mainly more Redcoats focused than anything else, but I want to give some major shout outs in credit to the players on my team that did a really, really good job. I was very impressed at how they played. Dominic did a good job in net. We probably let him down a little bit, and I feel bad for it because you don't want to let your goalie down. He played a really good game. When you go against Jake and John and you play so well and you end up losing, it hurts. But it's so much of life is just someone's gonna be so happy and another team might be a little disappointed. So I hope the Puck Buddies feel really good about that win because they earned it and they deserved it, and that was a great job on their part. So, there's a little more I don't talk about. This ran long. I was rambling. It's a little late, but that's okay. Hopefully, this was a good, exciting podcast experience, and we will make them shorter for next week, I swear. I think there was just so much going on, and I was there start to finish, so I saw every game, and I saw so many players play amazing, and a lot of people just deserve just credit for how great they did, and thanks to everyone who helped chip in, not chip out, just helping, do stats for a period or two, or, some of the refs who did a little bit extra. It was an unexpected week, and I'm really glad that people were able to, come together and make things work. I guess this was the first week in 8 years that Suds was not there at all. So, I think moving forward, we are going to address some of the issues of points of failure, and we are going to hopefully have a little more in terms of backup in preparedness, a backup plan in case, something happens or someone's unavailable or anything like that. So we will make sure that things are run smoothly. Thanks for everyone who was understanding of the situation. And I'd love for games to be on time, but they couldn't be this week. And thank you for everyone for being so understanding. Like, it made me feel really happy. I try to go in between second periods, talk to the captains, explain what's going on, and everyone was very understanding. And I know it's an inconvenience when games are running 20, 30 minutes late, and thanks for everyone for being so. I don't know. I have so much respect for everyone in this community and how great people are and how they pull together and all that. So I don't know. So on that note, speaking of community and all that, we are going to go to the pre-recorded interview with the Gwendolyn gang. So one little note. Fortunately, I have this awesome new microphone I have not used yet. I was supposed to use it at Beach Bash, didn't happen. I was going to use it today, but I forgot to actually record using it, so I was recording off a laptop, off a laptop mic. So hopefully the quality's good, and, there's background noise going on, and, there's some interaction with people who came into the restaurant that we were at. We were sitting outside, and I don't know, it's very, I don't know, I love it because it's very real and authentic, and it was just cool. It was awesome to spend some time with this group of friends and teammates and all that, and thank you to them for letting me part of their awesome experience for the hour or so that I did. So we'll cut to the interview, and let me know in the feedback if you guys want shorter episodes, longer episodes, more on this, more on that, less rambling Joe talk, more interviews, any new segments. Like, this is the league's podcast, and I am lucky enough to be hosting it right now. And whatever people want is what they're going to get. We want to make people happy, and we want this to be an awesome community project and experience. So thank you to everyone who has been part of it, and fingers crossed that you will also be part of it too at some point. So I guess thank you for listening, and have a great week, and enjoy the interview. They're such good people. It was so cool, and make sure you stop by, you say hi to them, hey, it was a cool interview. You guys, that was a great way to do it, or this was a cool approach, or Gwendolyn's really cool. I like the way you guys play. It's a community. Talk to people. Talk to John. Talk to whoever's. I don't know. I am ranting, and it's late, and I need to go to sleeps, and I need to edit out some F-bombs that a Mr. Unnamed Sam Brinker might have dropped. So I need to do that. So thank you for listening, and we will catch you next week. Welcome, everyone, to a special podcast live from Sam Brinker Nation.
Hell yes.
I am surrounded by 5 Gwendolonians.
I don't want to be here.
Okay, I'm joined by Alec, who does not want to be here. The legendary man, myth, legend, Sam Brinker.
Please.
Aaron Brown.
Podcaster extraordinaire.
Aaron Brown. We got Ben Berger, and we've got Teal Hinga in the house.
Cheers.
Cheers, indeed. So, I have no idea what I'm doing, but everyone's totally into this. This is cool. We just played at Gwendolyn hockey outside. It was 1 billion degrees, and it was so fun. It was my first experience. So, how about you all tell me your first Gwendolyn experience in 2 sentences? Starting with Ben.
I took a slap shot from Jerry in my first one, and I had a bruise for a week, but it still came back, so it wasn't that bad.
And then he made a sexist comment.
Well, we'll say that for another podcast, DCHL After Dark. Aaron, what about you?
Quickly remembered that I was out of shape. Got better as we went on. How about that?
You're making the assumption that you are, in fact, in shape at the moment.
Oh, no, I'm not making that assumption one bit.
Teal, what about you?
I was put on a tournament team for my first tournament with Gwendolyn. And I was on the floor for a grand total of 12 seconds before I got called for hip checking and walked out. Which seems like a good idea for hockey. Good start to my career.
Alec, what about you?
Yeah, we talking Mondays or just
Mondays.
All right, Monday, I showed up. Aaron and Sam were like, yo, there's a lot of good people here, and I did okay, so it was fun.
Cool. Sam, what about you?
Yeah, the first time I was there, I played on a team with John Nunno, who was very enthusiastic. Shout out John. And then afterwards, David tagged me in a post in one of his weekly recaps. If anyone doesn't go to Gwendolyn wants to know one of the best things about it, David Altschuler will make these weekly recap posts in which he celebrates everyone's achievements week by week. And every 4 weeks or so, he'll say, this is the best time we've ever had at Gwendolyn, which is just really nice to hear.
Maybe it's just getting progressively better.
It is.
You might also base how you play and how you feel about yourself based on David's shout-outs to you.
It tends to get me going for my week.
Sam got a double shout-out last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Owen.
Well, Owen too, yeah.
So I expect about 4 shout-outs, because even though I played poorly, very poorly in net, David's going to give me so much love, it's going to be unreal.
Well, I mean,
undeserved, but I'll take it.
You didn't drop a ball in your own goal after you saved it.
I did not.
So.
Hey, I was putting on some very fierce pressure.
We are calling out Eric T. for making a save, dropping the ball in his own net, and looking like a fool.
Normally we play on his team, so we got to get a chance to give him a little roast.
I was on this team.
So we are also coming live from the Meza restaurant, not affiliated with DCHL leagues in any way.
It's good though.
But I wish they were,
Not yet.
because the food is awesome. There were some people who walked in. We're going to try to do a super cut of that. They were asking how the food was. They
We
seem
need
like...
to get them on the way out.
I know, we should tell them we're doing a podcast. We're doing it.
See, it'll be all right.
Absolutely.
How am I associated with you guys?
The more, the merrier.
It's fine.
So you're regretting signing up for this?
Podcasting is an art form, Teal.
It is an art form.
You gotta
I'm
drag
just not an artist. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys
Go
like?
right ahead, Joe.
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
No, you should do recaps. Find games.
Do recaps. I don't remember any of the games.
Oh, dear.
We can start with ours.
Oh,
We can start with
I
ours.
would not know.
We can start
this.
with the Arabian Nights game.
Okay, talk about the Arabian Nights game.
So the Arabian Nights played the Zambronis this week.
That's right. Oh, yeah, both the Rec and D4 team had off. D3 played the Zambronis. Zambronis were rocking their awesome new jerseys.
Yeah,
Those things are
very
tight.
cool.
So, just for reference, those things,
felt like-
they breathe like a plastic bag.
Yeah. Yeah,
There had to be a downside.
That definitely hurt. They played a doubleheader, so I mean. The
Oh, so
jerseys
that's why
look
they
awesome.
lost.
Well, I mean,
They were going We easy were on the us.
No,
first game.
we were the first one. They can play.
They were
one
saving
now.
their energy.
Oh.
Yeah, true.
for the other game they lost.
Hey, we played well that game. We actually
Maybe it's the
played well
jerseys,
that
man.
game.
Shout outs to the Zambronis. Much love to everyone, especially Phil Glazier. Phil is my homeboy. But those jerseys looked awesome, but not very functional. So we will see. We'll get some pictures of that. And I don't know.
Yeah, Phil has my number, man. I can't make a
Same.
good play
He
against
put me
him.
on everything.
Yeah,
He knows- he's scouted.
Yeah, he knows exactly what to do against us. I wanted to play on a team with Phil and not against
know.
him in the future.
Phil is pretty cool, man. I like Phil. Let's not give Phil too much love, though. He does slash me on a lot of face-offs. So, Alec, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
You finished your kava or
Yeah,
mezza?
not Kava, but yeah, I finished my
Disgracing
food.
the name of Meza.
Yeah, dude, Mezza's so much better than Kava.
The
Kava,
complicated
not
thing is
affiliated with
Kava
DCHL.
Meza includes the name
Yeah,
Meza.
Okay.
Like, can we move away from trying to distinguish between these two identical restaurants? Like
This is the theme of the podcast.
I think that the
Okay.
takeaway is that I finished my food.
You did.
That was our first
But
game
you didn't
against
finish your
Lang in
hockey
a while.
career.
I am not finished with my hockey career. I may have
yet.
been signed up for another team that I wasn't aware of until today.
And what team was that?
So I got put on a Wednesday team, and I was not aware of this.
Against his will.
Yeah, okay, well, I might be convinced into it. We'll figure it out tomorrow.
That's the thing. It wasn't necessarily against your will.
It was predicted.
It was
Judge knows.
just. It just wasn't with your will. Like he
Yeah.
just placed you on it
Anyway,
without asking.
so I went to like some tryout tournament 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday. It was fun. Had a good time.
It wasn't a
The
tryout. I was just
consolation.
winging
It was
it.
the
It was it's
consolation.
hanging out.
consolation tournament, whatever.
Free roll.
Lying, it was a tryout.
Alright, yeah, so yeah, and then
made the
they
cut.
let me play because Teal convinced Studs that I was thinking about joining Wednesday or something like
So
that.
he put him on a team.
So I showed up, and now I'm on a team. Today I'm at work. I get a text from Aaron, even though I never text at work.
So by never you
limits.
mean
I am-
never but that one time and
yeah,
every other
of
time
course
that
not.
you do.
Yeah, I'm very on task at work. Follow
Except
me
for
on
your
Snapchat
drawing.
and make
So
great drawings.
Alec, what do you do?
I work for the government.
Okay, so that explains why you're lazy at work.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I got a
He's
lot
been
done
lazy
today.
a while
all of
before he was
DCHL
starting
just got
working for the
subtweeted.
Hey,
Shout out to all the NIH.
I did a ton of work. I did like 3 days worth of work today, so you know. It was
So you're
alright.
saying your average workload is about 2.5 hours, and you can punch out 3 days in a full
less.
8-hour shift?
I work 9-hour shifts, but
You work 9-hour shifts.
just saying.
and 4-day weeks, right?
No, I still do I do 1 5-day, 1 4-day with that. I'm not allowed to do 4 10s twice. They don't let me.
Okay, well, Alec's not particularly interesting. We're going to Ben.
You asked me about work.
And it was boring. I made a mistake.
Work? What do you expect?
I made a mistake. My job is awesome and exciting.
Can you
so,
insert air
What's your
horn
job,
sounds?
Joe?
Oh,
Tell us about it.
I
My
stalked
job?
you on LinkedIn once, actually.
what do you say?
But
Sam,
you didn't. It's the DCHL.
Sam stalked me on LinkedIn.
Got you, Sam.
So,
Let me edit
so,
those in and post.
What do you use your philosophy masters for?
so Sam, tell me about me based on your LinkedIn thing.
I think you've tried to discern the nature of God, maybe. Something about ontology.
I
So you
had,
was a philosophy major?
Yeah, philosophy masters, right?
wow, Sam, I got a stalker.
Well, okay, so
He followed you on
I'm going to
LinkedIn.
take this opportunity to talk about myself. I am going to be a background investigator, and I pride myself on my social media stalking abilities. I know more about you guys than you probably think I do.
Jokes on you. I have nothing on social media.
So what else do you know about
I already
Sam?
know plenty about Alex.
Yeah, you don't need social media.
What else
for
do you know
that.
about me,
Oh,
Sam?
Well,
totally
I'm
will.
figuring- I don't remember the exact title, but I think it had something to do with software development and software stuff, like figuring out computer systems.
We'll take it.
and
That's fine. I'm
The philosophical and logical underpinnings there, probably. Like,
of all the
this is-
stalkers in the world, I've got an awesome one. We'll take it. We will take it.
You've got a capable one, at least.
There we go.
He has a nation.
He does. I got a whole nation behind me.
He's his own FBI.
7-nation stalker.
Oh God.
All right, Ben.
Robert
We're gonna put you in.
Mueller over here.
We're gonna put Ben in the spotlight right now.
Yes, spotlight on Ben, the Burger King.
How you
Too
doing?
dense.
Doing good.
Have you ever watched the show Bob's Burgers?
Yes, I have.
Do you get that a lot?
I get a lot of burger puns. A lot.
I'm sorry.
It's
I was hoping I was the first, but just mathematically speaking,
It's-
I knew I was probably about 900,000 in the puns.
probably been since about we learned the word burger.
Ben, what do you think the biggest thing you bring to a team is?
Density.
Gotta be the density on the bench.
I was talking in a more, hockey way.
In the
Bench
hockey
density.
way.
Still
You're
intensity.
unadulterated.
Were you saying
Density on the
yes?
field.
It's just like, I mean, I'm capable. I'm not the fastest guy out there, not gonna lie, but get to the right place at the right time. and stick my body in the way if I need to.
What is your favorite burger topping? All these questions are going to be burger related.
That's fine.
I didn't do any prep work, so I got to just go off about burgers.
I usually just go lettuce, tomato, onion.
Lettuce, tomato, no ketchup, no
How do
mustard.
you feel about the hashtags?
It depends on the type of burger. Sometimes, usually ketchup, but sometimes if it's a special place, I'll go like barbecue sauce if I want to go wild.
Barbecue sauce.
Or steak sauce.
Dude, it's crazy.
I know.
Aaron rocking the tank top.
We went to Abbey Burger this weekend, and that's the best you can come up with?
Dude, sauce is good.
Sorry.
Let's talk about Aaron's tank tops.
Aaron, man, you like showing off the guns, man. The sun is not out, and apparently you left your guns at home.
Let it.
Oh!
Alec, I'm loving this sound effect.
Yep.
It was a warm day. We do what we need
We
to
can
do.
insult Aaron's muscles all we want, but he's like the leading scorer at the
What?
table.
I tried to warn you as to what you were getting into.
I'm loving this. We're not at McDonald's, but I'm
Just
in fact
enjoy the
loving it.
editing.
Dude,
This
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.
we came to a Greek place instead.
Yeah, Aaron, you score a lot of goals, man. I know you and Sam got some chemistry together. What's your background?
We've been playing street hockey together since we were like, 10, 12?
How old are you now?
13? 23.
Okay.
So,
13 in dog
a
years.
decade of playing hockey
So when did
together.
you start grab the stick and started playing, or like how did you get into hockey?
Yeah, every day after school, right? Like, started in our own basements.
One day I found
Knocked it
Aaron
out.
and his friend Gabe riding on scooters, hitting a ball back and forth with hockey sticks. A couple weeks
We
later...
invented polo.
Scooter polo. A couple weeks later, we were playing at the same school. Some of us on rollerblades, some of us on feet. We brought along a cadre of socially inept middle schoolers,
diplomats.
Israeli and the children of Israeli diplomats.
Okay. He used the word cadre and diplomats here. This is way too elegant and fancy for me. I feel very.
Says the philosophy master over
Hey.
here.
Let's talk about trolleys, right?
So Teal, you
That would
busy?
be a good segment.
Teal seems to be busy with a fantasy football draft.
No, my
No
draft
phones
is
at
over.
the table.
Your draft is over. Then join us.
Unless you're using an air horn app.
I'm,
no
I'm
phones.
getting questions about how our outside hockey was because it was awesome.
Well, who was messaging you?
Adam
Who?
Marcus.
Adam Marcus.
Yeah, he
I
had to
love
miss the
Adam.
I
game.
didn't
He had-
show up.
He had a doctor's appointment, so he
had a
gets
great
an
goal
excuse.
yesterday.
But
He had a
Can we talk about
beautiful
Adam's breakaway goal?
Okay. Well,
Yes, it was beautiful.
Okay.
Yes.
We
The
got.
hesitation.
We're giving some major props up to Adam Marcus. He apparently scored a goal. Oh, yes, he did.
Great
Yeah,
team.
it was a sweet
Great
goal.
defense.
Yeah, he did that. I remember watching that. He also broadcasted a game. He was streaming. Adam Marcus was on the streamed a game.
Get Adam Marcus on the podcast.
What can this man not
ASAP.
do?
I'd like to announce a game. That'd be fun.
It's so announcing games is so fun. If people like come on, you're like, hey, shout outs this and like, it's so cool. Like you guys should all do shout outs and podcasts and everything. It's like the coolest stuff.
We should show up in the live
like
stream
shout-outs.
sometime for games that we're not in and just
Yes.
like make comments. It's so fun.
all the time.
That's how I
Every time I miss a game.
I love shit first.
I know Alex
your
Ortiz
issue
from
is that you're
college.
on, like,
We both
5
went
teams.
to
In Maryland,
Maryland together.
Alex Ortiz, a teammate
Alex
of mine.
Ortiz. On the on TNT, right?
No, on
No.
Redcoats.
Redcoats. How did you guys get that name?
I don't know. So just put me on the team because I was here every other week, and he said, we need a superstar player, and I was the best they could find. So be it. Then they added some good players like Will Sarr, Alex Ortiz, and then they got really good. So
And you guys won the last.
no, we did not. We lost
No.
in a shootout.
We
went to the fourth
I
round.
have not seen a shootout before.
A championship decided in a 4-round shootout. It was painful.
Was that the 1-1 game that went to shootout?
No, it was
What was
3-2. No, it was 2-2 in the shootout.
Gotcha.
You can always come.
Which team was Jason Maxstein on? Because
He is
we
on.
started playing with him.
He's on Puck University on Sundays, which is the team that we lost to.
Yeah.
And then he plays on Barbarians on Wednesday in D1. Barbarians
Yeah, this
unfortunately
is what
lost the D1 championship to my very own Crease Crashers. So sorry, Jason.
Your very own Crease Crashers.
My very Joe through something or other is Crease Crashers. I'm just a guest star.
What is the team I played against you on this weekend?
What?
What team were you on? And I played
Oh,
against
Untouchables. You played with the All Blacks.
I took a goal away from you.
You
Is
did.
that the game with the big comeback?
No, that
No.
one.
Okay, so
Let's hear about it. I heard there was drama.
So, in the DCHL League's
Interested.
game of the week, the Redcoats played the Puck Buddies, and the Redcoats came out on fire. They're up 5-1 after the first, 6-1. It was awesome. Sean Rada had a rough first period. We brought it to them, and then they beat us 8-6. So they scored 7 unanswered, dashing our morale. That was I don't even know what to say. That was one of the worst experiences I've ever had in hockey. My God, that was bad. It's just we were tired, and I don't even know what to say. It just happened. It was like from like the highest high to like the most embarrassing lowest lows, and I don't know. I feel like in life you got to get used to that. Never buy into your own hype because you will fall flat on your face.
Sometimes they score 7 unanswered goals.
You never know. You'll do your best. You play your hardest. You do what you need to do, and then there's just a Jake Bruby waiting for you.
All right, in your guys' defense, you had multiple subs, no full line.
Our subs were very good, though.
Your second full line, or you didn't have a second full line.
We did not have a second full line. But it doesn't matter, though. I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you throw a 6-1 lead, some of that comes down to leadership, which, I failed on that part. Some of it just comes down to, unlucky breaks. It is what it is. Aaron and Alec are making some faces at each other. They're fighting over a pita here.
Aaron already had one.
You'll graciously donate.
I want to get back
Someone else have the other one.
I'll be okay.
Redcoats. How do you move forward with this?
Sam.
What's the...
How do Redcoats move forward?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think with all setbacks in life, hockey included, all you can do is just try to learn from it and just put it out of your head. Just go back to work the next day, do what you got to do.
So just let it go.
Sometimes
these things happen.
If you dwell on that stuff, it's just going to eat you alive. I mean, that's life. Alec, what's up, man? You're not talking. You're eating your pita.
Yeah. I can't talk with my mouth full, dude. That's rude.
Well, be multi-talented.
That's not how it works.
I don't know how it works.
I want a
It's like having your
podcast
head up
where
your
we're speaking with our mouths full the entire time.
So it's like a
It's concept art.
Yes.
Chubby Bunny the podcast.
Yeah.
We can arrange that.
I just stood around for 25 minutes playing Chubby Bunny.
Disappointed. Very disappointed. Heartbroken here. So,
Father Joe.
so what do you think is the best part individually of Gwendolyn? I want different responses from everyone. We'll start with Ben.
Sure, it's like a family. Like we do. Like it's not just that we like play hockey together. Every week.
How was it?
That's just like something.
Better or worse than Kava?
Better.
Here we go.
All right.
We were right.
Yeah, thanks.
How do you pronounce it?
Meza. Yeah.
So like we're not like we're like we become like friends who play hockey together, not like people who play hockey together as well. Like
To add on to what Ben's saying,
Yeah.
in game when you're playing against someone from Gwendolyn, you can just kind of be like, "Hey, what's up?" If they're on the other team, even if it's a tight game, everyone maintains just a really friendly composure because you see them and hang out with them on the sidelines on Monday, and it really helps make it feel more like a sport you're playing with all of your friends than a sport you're playing with a team and then some strangers.
plus our chemistry within the teams because we always play with each other at least 2 to 3 times a week. Definitely has improved that.
So, what about Aaron? What are your thoughts, Aaron?
I think it's just kind of everyone coming together for like an escape from whatever else is going on. Like it doesn't matter whether you're coming from work, school, like had a stressful day, having a good time. You come in, you play hockey, you like put yourself into that. I think that's just so much fun. Something I look forward to every week.
That's cool. What about you, Alec?
I kind of just agree with Ben, the whole social
You
aspect.
can't agree with Ben. Different
All right.
answers. I just said that.
All right, I like trash talking my friends when I play with them, and because I'm on a team.
When you
with
play
them
with
normally.
them, not against them.
Okay, yeah, against them. Like, if I'm on a different team than Aaron and Sam and Ben, because that usually happens, like, I can just, like, trash talk them. I can't do that on Sundays because I play on the same team as them. So I'm going to go with that, even though it's actually what Ben said.
All right, Sam, what is your favorite part of Gwendolyn not repeating an answer?
Yeah, so, like, on Sundays, there's a lot of pressure to perform, especially when you're a component of a team that's expected to produce. Yeah, sorry. And so...
Shout-outs wait, one second. Shout-outs to everyone who plays on teams and is not expected to produce. We can't all be so full of ourselves as Sam.
What year is it, Sam?
2018, and I am not going to crap on myself for needing to score sometimes, you know? Sometimes you just gotta put one in.
Amen.
So, on Mondays, though, you get a chance to really just play hockey without thinking about how much it matters in the scope of a 40-minute game, and just let loose.
It flows.
You flow, yeah. You get just kind of more of the natural gameplay, and a lot of the times you play better than when that's happening.
also
It's just
try
you get to
new
do.
things.
Yeah, exactly.
Teal
You're
can
less
play
afraid.
offense.
I can play defense occasionally.
Very rarely.
I can play in goal.
I can
Not
pass.
well.
I play D when I'm.
You can pass. That's fair. That's very fair.
All right, we gotta ask Teal.
Yeah. So what? Well, I got this, man.
Well, the man host.
I know I'm bad at everything, Sam.
Hey,
And
hey.
I can yell at you in person
Especially,
for being self-deprecating.
especially. I mean, I'm trying to run this, and Sam's just trying to take over.
We
I
have
know.
this thing in 2018 that we're all doing. It's called No Self-Deprecation 2018.
I
I'm
already
more
talked
positive
about
on
this.
I disagree. I disagree on this. We've had this discussion off the air. I'm a fan of the self-deprecation. It is what it is. You do your thing. I'm gonna do mine.
I am too. I've
And that's
done that
fine.
my whole life,
See, because
so.
I can say I'm bad and I disagree with you, and you can't say anything negative about yourself. So I win. Bam. Teal, what's your favorite part about Gwendolyn?
I don't sound like a win.
Gwendolyn's just fun. I mean,
Thank you for all that exciting insight. Can you give me something in more than 3 words?
thanks. You walk away from Monday happy, no matter what. You don't have a score. You don't have the people you disappointed. You're not worried about who is on what line. You're not worried about, where they push you in the standing for playoffs. You literally get there. You have 3 to 7 is the most we've had, 8 on a team. 3 to 7 other people who you do or don't play with, and you're given a ball and you hope for the best. You sometimes get good pairings. We've met, or Melissa's a great example. She pairs with you two phenomenally, and we found that
It's
out.
so much fun.
We found that out, at a
Shout out
random.
Melissa.
Shout out
Shout out
Melissa.
to
Thank
Melissa.
you for being open all the time, Melissa.
We found that out. What's another one? Carlos played with somebody else, and when Carlos comes, they always.
Oh,
he
Taylor?
Taylor doesn't count.
Well,
She's too
Taylor
good.
doesn't count. They
she's
play
too
together
good
all the
anyway.
time.
She's too good.
But there was a couple.
Just wait 1 second, just for reference. Taylor, way too good. Carlos, not
Also too
nearly
good,
as good. Not nearly as good, apparently.
She makes Carlos look a lot better.
And it's hard to make Carlos look good. Trust me.
Okay, leave Carlos alone.
On Mondays, he doesn't play as well, honestly.
I couldn't imagine him playing
He
worse
probably just won his
than
all
playing on
Sunday.
Sundays.
Probably, yeah.
That's why I like Gwendolyn. You always walk away happy. Not to mention, we do stuff like this afterwards. A lot of the Sunday teams are either too late or they're a little too focused on hockey. Gwendolyn is where I found friends. Hockey's where I found sports. All right. Every time I'm sentimental, you guys give me shit and I'm done.
Teal,
It's the lawyer in you.
we're very happy that you're here with us.
Happy that you're happy.
Unironically,
All right,
we are,
all
yeah.
of you.
No,
It's
this is
not 2
sincere.
a.m. and you're still making fun of me.
We can make fun of you at any time
We
of
have
day.
like a reverse curfew.
Reverse curfew. Did any of you have curfews growing up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was your curfew?
It was kind of implied, you're never going to leave the house again if you don't get home.
By when?
11, 12, I don't know.
I think we grew up with
I was
cell
like 10.
phones. It was more of a text me and it's a situational thing. But if you're not home by midnight,
Come
you're
home right now.
gonna get in trouble. Yeah, exactly.
What about you, Al? Curfew?
I mean, we had the whole legal curfew of before you're 18, you can't drive between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. So that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Curfew, Teal?
I had a curfew, but my best friend didn't, so I was always staying at her house.
Teal's got the
Staying
bad
at her
apple.
house.
Or the bad apple of the group. Excuse me.
And you sound-
I am not the bad apple.
So-
Thank you very
No.
much.
That would be you.
So what I've just gathered here is that Ben, Aaron, Alec, and Sam are sweet, caring individuals, and Teal is a troublemaker, potentially a lawbreaker, and is a bad influence on these gentlemen.
Teal was the only one that had fun in high school.
How is this? How is that what you got out of this?
You just said you had a curfew, but you broke it repeatedly.
No, I didn't break it. I just stayed at someone else's house who didn't have a curfew, so I didn't have a curfew. I have been gaming the legal systems for a long time.
She's
That's
why
you're
lawyering
part
you.
of it
She
now.
does this all the time.
Teal,
Rules
were you-
lawyering looks very bad on the individual.
Were you staying at their house, or air quotes staying at their house though?
That's
Oh,
what
I actually
said.
liked my sleep. It was normally staying at their house. There were no air quotes.
Is this
Sweet,
Interrogator Sam coming out?
Investigator, thank you.
Investigator, Sam. So, Sam, you want to be an investigator?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm putting you on the spot right now. Give me one random fact about each of these people that they might not know that you know.
Oh man.
We're kind of open books at this point.
Podcast
Yeah, we
appropriate.
have known each other for a very long time. There's not too much.
I'm
Yeah.
the biggest target in this.
And we got a motorcycle in the background, so we are revving up right now. We are
My
getting
secret is
going.
that that's my motorcycle.
That is Aaron is on the motorcycle right now.
Bye,
Aaron,
guys.
I think Aaron's gonna jump 13 buses, double decker. Can he do it?
If you don't hear from him in a couple minutes,
We believe in you, Aaron.
Sorry, teams that I'm on.
I can't give you any facts they don't know that I know that are podcast appropriate.
Okay.
For the DCHL After Hours podcast, check back in.
So
And Aaron just
close
stuck the
your ears.
landing. Aaron just jumped 13 double-decker buses live on the podcast. Unbelievable. Aaron, what do you say about this?
We're going to Disney World.
Going to Disney World. Okay, so how about one nice endearing thing about each individual that will make them blush or feel awkward?
Oh yeah, I can
Sam can
definitely
do
do
that.
He does
that.
this on Facebook every
yeah.
other month.
And every time he gets drunk.
Okay, maybe they're revealing things about me instead. No, Alex, loyal to a fault. Ridiculously loyal. Even when he doesn't like you, if you're his friend, he'll be loyal to you.
So I gotta say is Alec, you look and you have your mannerisms are exactly like this one of my best friends, and I keep wanting to call you Dan. If I call you Dan, I'm sorry because you just remind me so much of him.
Teal is a great conversationalist, just really fun to talk to, and is really good at talking to just about anyone in the world. Aaron, I hate Aaron, obviously.
Aaron's the worst guy at the table.
He's obviously the only one of this group that I really dislike. You can tell by the way we play together.
We hate each other.
In honesty, Aaron and I have enough experience together that we're more on the same page than probably me and anyone else.
On and off the court.
And I don't think I've ever seen Ben not having fun. And Joe is kicking ass at hosting a podcast,
Dude,
despite what he says.
I'm so bad. I love it though. It's so cool.
It gets me through every Tuesday at work.
I love how everyone just likes it and everyone wants to be on the podcast. And it was so cool having John on a couple weeks ago and
Which John?
John Chick.
Give the massive Joe Abbott shout out.
Can
Joe's
we
been
also have a
amazing.
massive Joe
Yeah,
Abbott
let's-
shout out?
Let's gush over
Because
Joe.
he's continued to be really, really, really good.
Shout out to everyone.
Oh, okay, John. Okay, I don't know if you guys listen. John Chick is so cool, man.
I've
He
never
is-
played with him
Okay,
We
so
play
or
against
seen him
him
play.
a lot.
I believe you, Joe. I trust your judgment.
because it was one of those things. Like I never, I refed his games, never really talked to him, and it was like, "Hey Joe, I'll be on the podcast." We weren't even Facebook friends. I was like, "This is the greatest thing ever," and we winged it. It was cool. I got to know it was like, okay, he loves the movie Chariots of Fire, which is as instant hero in my book. Instant hero.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's cool. It's like I got to know him, and like people in the league get to listen to 10 minutes about John, and you can say hi and all that. Now everyone's gonna be gushing over the Gwendolonians.
We're not that close.
Gushing over the Gwendolonians.
I didn't
has
say
to
you
be-
were. I didn't say
children's
Ben.
Yo, dibs on that band name.
Oh no, I was thinking
Ben,
Joseph's
I didn't
book.
say you were cool, or people would think you were cool. I said they're gonna be gushing over.
Okay, good.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, these guys are on a podcast. That's awesome. I want to be on the podcast too." And if you want to be on the podcast, message DCHL Leagues, Suds, or me, and we'll get you on because it's so cool. And it's, like Ben said, it's a community thing. It's you have that at Gwendolyn, and I'd love to have so much more of that in the league. I want to be just a big family and a community
Totally
where everyone
agreed.
supports each other and has fun and scores goals and isn't just positive and encouraging.
Makes friends.
Yeah, I mean, it was like for me, it's like I'm just I'm in some random place. I don't know where I am, eating Mediterranean food, hanging out with people that I don't get to know outside of hockey. So it's awesome. Like this is what more do you want out of life? More pita, Alec?
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah, if
in
you have
life.
food at this table, I will eat it.
Everyone, guard your food. Alex coming after it.
Dirty.
I ask first.
You point. and
I guess
then-
I'm the one that doesn't ask.
Well, I would ask out loud, but I'm on a podcast,
So-
so I don't want to interrupt.
I feel like this is a really good subject for a conversation to the table. Favorite team names in DCHL?
Okay, so that's I'm gonna add on favorite team name or logo or jersey.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I like the Yager Bombs as a team name.
You like the Yager Bombs? That name is actually one of the most brutal names because everyone keeps pronouncing it Jaeger Bombs.
Jaeger Bombs.
No matter, and Jaeger Bombs is so clever.
We don't have enough mid-2000s Caps fans.
Or hockey fans for the past 30 years.
Yeah, I mean he's been in the league forever. I mean, I remember when he was on the Penguins winning the cup when I was younger.
We're not talking about that.
Okay, you do what you got to do.
Podcast.
Aaron, give me
We're not
a
talking about the
give me a
Penguins.
Seth
name,
is
a
gonna ban you
logo.
from the.
I really love the new Youngbloods jerseys, the 80s vibe. I think that's cool as hell.
So I was talking to some of the people who designed the early logo. I saw it, and I thought it was going to come out really poor because I thought if the jersey was white, I think the logo would look really bad.
Yeah.
But since it's on that blue, it really pops.
It's nice.
It really pops. That's actually a really cool jersey. I think Carlos not on the team. He got one. Suds wanted one. Those are some sweet jerseys.
Look out for the new Crazy Eights alternates coming soon.
Designed by Aaron Brown.
Designed by me.
What about you, Teal? Team name, logo.
Ugly Puckling.
The Ugly Pucklings. And why is that?
Everything I do is duck.
Everything you do is duck related.
So this was just
And
appropriate.
She's not kidding.
And so
She's named after a duck.
speaking
Ask
of
her about
the
her license plate.
speaking of the Ugly Pucklings, I believe
it's
what
just
all
210 ducks.
4 or 5 of you are joining this Ugly Pucklings team.
Potentially.
Potentially all five
Five
of
of
us.
And it's bittersweet for me because I'm actually leaving the team.
I know. I was looking forward to
No.
playing
I know.
with you, Joe.
It was gonna. It was. I was like so pumped. I kept signing stuff. I want to be on their team. It's gonna be so cool. Get to
Play with all the
You
children.
should switch back on.
You know, it was
Might be an opening.
it was rough because it was like, you know, I was on the team and I could have stayed, but they would have moved Boris over because they needed to do like balance, and I don't want to make someone else move to a team. Ben is currently
Aaron
wetting
made a
him.
mess over there.
Ben-
Aaron made a mess. I'm sorry.
Ben's having a bladder control issue right here, folks.
Hey, no judgment. It happens.
No, that was me.
It's, you know, it is what it is.
It's communal at this point.
So, Alec, you got a team name or jersey or?
I don't know nearly enough of the team names. I was gonna mention, Crazy Eight's new alternates, but Aaron beat me to the punch, so
Okay.
I really got nothing.
So, Alec, your homework now. I want you to go on the website, look at the team names, look at the jerseys, watch some of the streams. Let me know. This is your homework. I want to know what your favorite thing is. You can get back to me, and I'll give an update on a later podcast. So stay tuned,
And I
folks.
can just look it up right now.
You can just look it up right
30
now.
seconds from now.
True.
Someone find me a list. of
Well, I
teams.
totally just lost all my hype though. I was trying to pump out the next podcast, which might not be as awesome as this one because we've got 5 awesome guests here.
He's got to have us back on.
You know, that would be awesome. Sam, you got a team name or jersey or?
So I'm gonna be honest. Puck Buddies is really funny. I would love to be that clever. Come up with a name like that. Ben suggested one that I do not think we could ever use, but it was really a great idea.
It's very hockey appropriate. We have a couple good names in line, so DCHL be aware.
After Hours podcast.
I don't know. There's some good ones out there that are kosher.
Okay, so what I'm gonna.
Jersey-wise, I don't know as well because
I like the Crease Crashers New Jersey a lot.
Those are nice.
So that's a hot button issue there. Some people really don't like it. Some people really love it. But no one's ever like, oh, it's an okay jersey. It's either they love it or they hate it. I personally love it. I think it was very well designed. My one critique: the square that the Zamboni in should have been yellow and not green because there's a little bit of a color conflict with the green team.
Those are the jerseys that are kind of like speckled, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like a black gray kind of
Yeah.
camouflage thing.
Yeah.
It's a sweet jersey. I really like
the
it.
green pops.
The green really does pop. But, I mean, there's really no green signs, though, which is a little confusing. So, I don't know. Aaron's got to see Sam saying something the other. So, what I'm going to do, this is going to be my moment of trust for all of you here. I'm going to go get some water. And I got to refill, so I am not going to listen to this at all.
Oh man.
I'm not gonna edit this out. So I want you to just talk and just communicate, do whatever you want, and it's going on the podcast. Remember, age appropriate. Say whatever you want. I trust you all. Not really, but I know that you'll do the best you can and make me proud. So I am gonna give a bunch of responsible adults, quote unquote, a couple minutes to just talk while I get some water, and I want to see what they have to say and bring to the table.
Couple minutes. It's like right there.
I'm gonna give you some time. I'm gonna get a refill or two.
Take it slow.
I'm gonna take it slow. I got
Don't
a limp.
hydrate.
On,
And I got you up water, baby. Thank you. You want ice? You want ice?
you surprised me.
All right. Surprise me too.
Man, what a stand-up guy getting me water with or without. All right, guys, what would happen if we just didn't say anything? It's like a nice silent part of this podcast. No talking at all.
All right, children. Sam, this is your nation. What do you want to talk about?
I'm really fighting the urge to apologize for like everything I've said so far.
It's all right. I'm going to self-interject here and talk about my socks like I said I was going to do at the beginning. For those of you who have never met me, my name is Alec. I really like socks, like to the point where I have a picture on my phone that I will show anyone who asks of all of my socks. And by all of my socks, I mean most of my socks, because I've gotten a lot since I took that picture. Teal actually gave me 2 pairs today. Shout out Teal. She's great. She buys me socks. And yeah, I don't wear my cool socks when I play sports anymore.
All right. This
I'm
is like
talking
one of
about
those.
my
This
socks,
is like
dude.
one of those podcasts that has ads in the middle for sock companies, but it's just Alec talking about his socks.
Dude, we already shouted out like 3 different places.
Civil War game.
Go ahead.
We share our
Civil
views on
War
the
game.
Civil War.
Okay, so there's a game twice a year that we call the Civil War game, which is
Crazy
the
Eights.
D4 Crazy Eights versus Gwendolyn Gladiators.
Ugh.
Last game, we tied. Thoughts, feelings, concerns, go.
Pure anger toward Joe.
I'm
Just
still
fury.
mad about it. Also, just when I was on,
Joe
we
Abbott
scored
destroyed
on, so.
me.
Yes.
Joe came through with a great goal at the 40-second mark.
Anyways, that's
Joe
why
has
I'm not
no-
allowed in Alabama anymore. Oh, hey, you're back.
That was a brutal one, and the next one that we have is right before 2 Gwendolyn Arabian Nights games, so those teams are going to be...
October 21st, there will
October
be
21st is the
Blood
exhausted day for the
will
Gwendolyn
run.
So my question now, as I walked into this, have any of you ever been to Alabama?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a terrible experience.
I had a great
Oh, it
time.
was great. Horse Pens 40.
Roll Tide.
That's 2 for 3. Roll
Did-
Tide.
Wait, did
Birmingham was lit. Yeah.
Wait, so so Aaron, Sam, and Teal all went together?
No.
Yes. Our yearly vacation.
I want to see
on some
you
Thelma and
guys
Louise
play.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Horse Pens 40.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
with
awesome. It's
Alabama.
great
All right,
story.
cool.
What?
Week on.
Horse Pens 40 is a place in Alabama.
Horse Pens 40.
It is a natural rock formation that's considered one of the best bouldering areas in the East Coast. East area. East, south?
It's not really a coast.
It's not really coast anymore.
Bible Belt?
Vaguely accessible from DC.
Vaguely. Everyone's accessible from DC if you fly.
Okay. Birmingham's not a bad city.
Anyway, the gist of this is that Teal and Alec are both avid climbers. And if there are other people in the DCHL that are really, really into climbing, you should hit up Teal and Alec and meet them at Earth Treks.
And
on...
Melissa. Shout out
Oh,
Melissa.
yeah.
She climbs with us too.
Melissa's getting a lot of shout-outs today.
I thought she was
We
coming
spent a
tonight.
lot of time with her.
We do.
No, she's not.
Yeah, poor
She
girl.
had to recover from Beach Bash number 2.
Yeah, Teal's not the only one who has to put up.
Joe, did you play in Beach Bash?
I did play in Beach Bash.
How was that?
It was, okay, so I played and then I coached the 2 First Ladies teams, or assistant coached, or...
First ladies did well.
Okay, so
Emily kicked ass.
okay.
Emily is my hockey hero. Just putting that on there.
Emily Summers is awesome. She's a really good player, but you know, I mean, there's a lot of really good players out there. She's an unbelievable leader. She's an unbelievable captain. She knows the game. She's so good in every area. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't want to say I helped open the door and I fetched balls and I was a good doggy. So no,
Tell
first
us more, Joe.
yeah, no. So First Ladies, one of their teams made it to the finals and lost 1-0 in the final. It was awesome. The other team got knocked out a little bit earlier, but both teams did very well. Aubrey Moore won the most valuable goalie.
She was phenomenal last night.
She's always great.
She is so good.
I've not seen her have a bad game ever.
She is terrifying to play against.
She is so good. Emily Summers won most valuable defender. It was a good experience. My team, we got knocked out in the semifinals to the team that eventually won.
How many DC teams went?
Total, or I mean, there was a men's team that did okay. They did really well in pool play, but struggled in the playoffs. First Ladies and Cupcakes happened. First Ladies made it to the finals, which was awesome. For co-ed, Puck Buddies lost in the finals to a team from New Hampshire. The team that we were tied, and then they scored like 14 seconds left. That was ferocious. But that's life.
Shout out DC representation, though.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the last 3 or 4 beach bashes. Okay, so if they had won it, it would have been a 4-peat. And I wanted Puck Buddies to win so bad. I love the Puck Buddies. They're great guys. I know, like, they're really cliquey.
Great team name.
You know, I mean, I like the pink.
Oh, they are the pink ones. Oh, wait, I just played
You
them.
just
I like
played
their
them last
logos a
night.
lot.
Oh, that was brutal.
It was rough. It was a good game, though. It's
Big snarky guy in the middle.
Jake. But, yeah, you know, it's, you know, they're cool, but, like, I get to talk to Sarav a bit. I talked to Jason Oliverte a bit. John Gramlich is on the team, but it's, you know, they're a little cliquey, and, you know, they do their thing. And
John Gramlich is on Puck Buddies.
Yeah, you just joined Puck
Our
Buddies.
first
great
tournament that we
player.
played in, we played with John Gramlich, and of course, at this point,
We were blown away.
we had
Still
like
blown away.
maybe 3, 4 games, months under our belts, and
Yeah.
he was just so good.
John Grantwich is a good player. I do play with him on Untouchables. Yeah, John's good. Unfortunately, John is very forgetful. He left his shin guards and his gloves at the Sportsplex, so if anyone's looking for some lately used equipment, I can make it happen.
Honestly, I do the same thing.
They have
John,
about
no
10
shame.
of my water bottles.
Say it again.
They have about 10 of my water bottles. About once a month, I go back and collect all of my water bottles from the Lost and Found.
I'm sure you're not the only one.
No, I'm not.
Well, you just gotta bring a gallon jug. If you lose it, just finish another gallon of whatever, and you got another one.
On that subject of
On the subject of
Gallon
finishing gallon jugs so you can fill them with water and then bring them to hockey.
yes, exactly
Very
that.
specific.
I was
insight
gonna
here.
say, do we want to talk about who our favorite people to play against are?
That's so not related.
I'm not. No, see,
I don't like playing against anything.
no, I'm not. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to run the show, Sam. You're clearly you.
Sam's been doing this
Sam
for a while.
has his topic.
He wants to. He wants to.
This
He's
is
put.
Sprinter Nation,
You
not
just
Shea
wanna
Nation,
say who
right?
It's
you don't
amazing
like
you
playing
haven't.
against.
I wasn't who I
become
like
captain.
playing against.
You
It's
haven't-
I know.
Like playing.
So okay, so Sam Brinker Nation must have been a result of a coup, as Aaron said, because Sam just wants to take over here. He's clearly the ringleader of this group here, and I'm guessing he's the ringleader.
Excuse me,
Ben's
this
gonna.
isn't first of all, a hierarchical organization. We're friends.
No, okay, no.
We are,
Okay.
You're a socialist.
Well,
The neighborhood
Okay,
bartender.
so here's my breakdown. Here's my analysis of the 40 minutes that we've been going on so far. Sam is in fact the ringleader. Aaron's a pretty boy.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you
So-
got
Alex, the fun guy, the chill guy, the relaxed guy. Ben is the fall guy. He's anytime anything bad's gonna happen, he's gonna get ditched in a heartbeat, and he's gonna face the music. And Teal is 100% the mastermind behind it all.
We would never do that to Ben. I am insulted.
Puppet Master Teal.
So I mean, I'm not saying I'm wrong on this one, but if you have any other feedback, let me know.
If anyone wants to say that I'm the pretty boy, please.
Sam wants to be the
Sam, we
pretty
can- we
boy,
can
but
trade
it's
roles
Aaron.
sometimes.
Yeah. Thanks, Aaron.
I don't know, as
I'm
the-
happy to share.
I host everything.
Sam felt really good about being called the mastermind, then he got really jealous of not being the pretty boy.
He just,
That's
He
like
just-
a summary of his life right there.
He just wants it all, doesn't he?
He's the leader. I don't like being the public leader. I like being
The
master.
face
Yeah,
of the
I was gonna
franchise.
say.
Yeah, there's a
So-
lot of pressure.
So
It's a plot in
I'm
the background.
Expected to produce.
not gonna say I don't want to do the who's the most the person you love playing against the most and this and that because we're not gonna do that for 5 people and give too many props out. Maybe on a more intimate level we'll
Let
do it.
Sam do it. He's obviously very, very.
He's
upset
prepared
about
this,
it.
you
Well,
know
Sa-
that.
I mentioned it 3 times.
you don't appease
Well,
Sam Brinker
Well,
Nation.
that's the whole point though. That's the whole point. If he wants to do this, he'll do a podcast separately with me. We'll get more in depth to know Sam Brinker and Sam.
Oh, you're
Sam
just
can
trying
do
to get a second bite at the apple.
Oh, he'll do his own podcast.
Or
Joe.
a rival
Watch out.
DCHL podcast.
a rival potential podcast. You never know.
Oh, dear.
If there were 2 DCHL podcasts, that would be unbelievably cool. But how about we have some closing thoughts? Let's start with Alec.
You gotta ask a question.
Alec, who has ice in his mouth right now, got him again. Ben, what do you got? Just I don't know. Give me a thought on life or hockey or how about just some meaningful advice you were given throughout your. No, don't do that. That's lame. That's so lame for a random hockey podcast.
It's not random.
Tell me what your best birthday present was ever.
Ooh, it's a good one. I graduated college on my birthday, so I guess that was a decent present.
It was a gift that you gave yourself, and that's fine.
Well, yeah, but that was a good birthday present. I didn't. It was my 22nd birthday, so I didn't feel amazing in the morning. But that happens to the best of us.
You know, I mean, we're not all champs every day of the week.
No.
Ben takes every
If you
opportunity. to
want to
bring
be
up
a
his
champ,
hungoverness.
though, you got to wake up every morning, even though you're tired or sore, and you get back into the grind.
Absolutely. That's,
I like that, man. That's
why
good.
that's why I do rec still. The 10 a.m. games keep me going.
Oh, those 10 a.m. games are unbelievably painful.
And I live an hour away, and I still come to all of them.
Oof,
That's dedication.
it is. So, Aaron, we got a different question for you
Okay.
because you looked a little prepared for that one. So I want
I
to.
was prepared for that.
I know. That's why I got to throw you off here, man. Let me think. I want it to be semi-meaningful, but not too in-depth, not too personal. What is your earliest hockey memory?
Ooh. Okay. Playing or anything.
Either or. You can finish that sentence. What's your earliest hockey memory
Probably.
of?
So when I must have been about 6, I got my first Caps shirt, the Yarmir Yager. I wore it every day basically. And when my dad would get home from work, we'd play knee hockey in the living room, and it got me hooked.
Shout out Kevin.
Shout out Kevin. I'm trying to get him to come out and
Who's
play.
Kevin?
He would play.
Kevin should could
My dad.
come to our games.
Okay, so I don't know if this is a regional thing, or I find that a lot of people call their parents by their first name.
We call our friends' parents by their first name.
But you call
It's
it,
just
you
a thing.
okay,
Because
that's,
Sam said it.
Sam did say, that's true. Yeah, I am terrified to call people by their first name if they're like a friend of a parent's friend, a friend of a parent's, a parent of a friend. Excuse me. I'm struggling there because I was busy thinking about because I'm in this weird situation. You guys know Nick Mosier, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's on our team. He just hasn't made it yet.
Yeah.
We
We
know
can play
of
with
Nick
his dad.
Moser. We will soon
Yes. So
know him.
So
Great.
I've got to hang out with Nick a little bit here and there. Definitely one of the better experiences I've had. Just being back in the DC area. And Nick is such a cool person. He's laid back. He's calm. He's like always happy. And it's like he's like one of the best people in the world. Like, he really is. And I've never like really talked to his dad. Because like his dad's like in the league too, and it's like I want to be like, "Hello, Mr. Mosier, how are you?" and be like weird, but at the same time, I don't want to, I don't know what to do. It's like, I just want to be like, "Hey man, how you doing? Your son's awesome. You did a great job raising him," and all that. and it's like a really weird and corny thing to say, but like, "Hey, your son is so cool, man. You did a good job." But at the same time, though, it's like,
Joe, I'm gonna clip this and send it to Nick's dad, and that can be the way.
you do what you got to do.
introduced.
You do what you got to do. But it's it's
Play it at the next game.
yeah, we'll play it on the speakers during intermission. We'll bring speakers. But no, it's, I don't know. I don't even know how I got on that. Talking about your dad, calling your parents by their first name. That's a hell of a rabbit hole and tangent I just got on. People are still listening to this, possibly. At least 3 of you will be listening to this
I think
later.
everyone's tuned it out by now.
Probably.
Got to listen to your own voice, right?
I hate my own voice.
Same.
I hate it so
Completely.
much.
This is gonna be so fun. No self-deprecation 2018.
No,
Damn
you're
right.
doing it up. So, let's think of a question for Teal.
Jill looks terrified.
Looks terrified.
Why is she so
four know
crazy
me
to
too
run
well.
20 miles?
Yeah, can we answer the question about Teal instead?
Yeah, it's like
No.
essence.
Where do you see yourself in, say, 3 years playing hockey? Do you think you'll stick with it? Do you think you're gonna play a different position, go on a different team? Where do you think you're gonna be, and where would you like to be?
Well, I'll probably have to cut down from like 6 games a day. Probably would have gotten a little tired by then.
Boo.
I think I'll probably still be playing. As long as I'm here, I'll be playing. I have a very Belichick attitude towards hockey. Do your job. I show up and I do my job, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. And I go on to the next game. So I think I'll still be doing it.
While that's a good approach of do your job, are you going to be taking on more responsibilities and obligations as a player?
Captain Teal.
Not necessarily in terms of captain, but in terms of your play style and things like that. Do you think you're going to develop your game and improve on any areas in particular, or things you'd like to work on?
Chairman
I
Teal.
mean, I
Yeah.
need to.
Not fall
I
over
have-
every game.
Oh, shush.
We're making her play forward, so
I will be
Teal
playing
wing
offense.
is going to be fun.
I have to learn how to play wing. I should learn a backhand. I should learn any type of shooting. What else am I missing?
Well, speaking of learning how to shoot and pass and kind of all that stuff, DCHL Leagues has been running skills clinics at the Germantown rink on Saturdays. We're going to try to get it going every Saturday to give inexperienced players and new players some help with the fundamentals and just do all that cool stuff. So if anyone's interested, let Suds know or anyone else, because that's a cool thing.
And
hopefully
make it co-ed.
make it co-ed. We can discuss that in the future.
Make it co-ed.
That's
There's a lot of guys out there
If it's going to
who
be
need it too.
hosted by DCHL, you need to make it co-ed.
Plus, most of those girls are a lot better than me. So.
Yeah, most
I was
of
going to
those
say,
girls
most
kick
of them
your
don't
ass.
need it as much as we do.
I didn't want to say Ben was bad, but he said it himself. So now it's free to happen.
Ben,
He
you
didn't
can
say he was
rag
bad.
on.
He said they
You
were
were
better.
terrible.
It's different.
You cannot rag on one person.
He's not ragging on all.
I'm
of
ragging
us.
on myself more than anyone else.
That's the problem.
And I called out
Does that
Sam.
give him a license to do it?
Yeah.
I don't know if Pretty Boy was a compliment or a call out, but it was probably at least half call out.
It can be both.
I saw the way Joe looked at Aaron.
Oh, so did I.
Gave him the FMEs.
DCHL After Dark.
I didn't say the word, just implied it.
Very Alex turn.
So, Alec, with this group of friends, what would be your ideal situation in 5 years? Like, what would you want this group of, say, Gwendolyn players, and not like this subgroup of individuals you hear, Sam, Teal, Aaron, and Ben, what would you, in an ideal situation, like, how would you make it, how would you design 5 years in the future?
Design 5 years in the future. I feel like this is a job interview, man. So, as Gwendolyn as a whole, I hardly know anyone, so I can't really comment on that. As the 5 people here, I mean, I probably wouldn't change anything at all. I like what we do. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully, we're all moved into, like, better places other than whatever apartment all the way out in Baltimore. Yeah, I don't know. I like what we do. It's a lot of fun. I wouldn't change anything.
Okay. That is cool. Just make sure that you take lots of pictures and appreciate it, because things that special to someone really should be preserved. And when you're 85, looking back, telling your great-grandkids about the awesome hockey experiences you have.
I'm going to tell them I was a professional.
Well, they're still going to be... Well,
There you go.
I'm still going to be playing hockey when I'm 85. Let's be real.
I'm not saying you're
Shout
not.
out Joe Abbott.
Very
Oh,
good.
man.
Very good there, Sam. I like it.
I know they'll all be there with me, probably.
Okay.
Not Ben.
They'll be too dense.
Oh my god.
I'll move on.
You guys are all brutal to each other. So, Sam, I need a question for you. The problem is you have a lot of answers to the questions I haven't asked yet.
Joe, you guys are overestimating me.
Sam, what is one question that you really want me to ask?
Whoa.
He already told you.
Next level.
I know.
I had a job interview like this. I thought it was the dumbest thing ever.
Generally speaking, I like talking about people. And
That's an understatement.
Sam's a gossip.
Sam likes talking about people, especially Sam Brinker.
Also true.
So the question you asked Alec, it was a really great question for me, because I would love to see individual things from every single person at this table. You know,
What do you mean?
like in terms of their play and hockey and stuff. Like I love thinking about like where people's potential lies, stuff like that.
Crazy to
Wait,
think
I
about like
wanna
how
know
bad
this.
we were at first.
That's an after dark time.
Like, yeah, how we were at first compared to what we are now, like, it's worlds different. It's crazy, and
I
it's
don't
only
like
been
playing
like a
for
couple
like 2
months.
What do you think?
That's actually very
What do you think
true.
helped you guys get better in such a short span of time?
Probably,
Excluding the Gwendolyn.
yeah,
Excluding playing at Gwendolyn, because I mean that's a given. Like
Yeah.
there's so many players that come out of Gwendolyn and they're just so far ahead of the curve. You see it especially with a lot of the women. Melissa, Teal, Juliet, very good. Lena plays on some Gwendolyn, does a good job.
Trish.
Becca, Trish. Oh God, Trish played a D2 game and she was unbelievable. And like, there's so many women in Gwendolyn do a great job, and I think a lot of that's David making sure that it's a full team game, and you know everyone's treated awesomely and equally and cool. So I mean, David's just such a great guy. David's like awesome, and I don't want to gush about 3 hours about David because 3 hours is not nearly enough time to talk
Gushing
about how awesome
Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn is. But yeah, what do you think helped you guys get better outside of the Gwendolyn? Like anything in the league? Any?
Can I jump in on this one?
Sam
real
is just
quick?
Sam is champing
gonna
at
ask
you.
him.
You
But
guys
he's gonna
actually
do
let
it
him
either
speak,
way.
So
Yeah.
Sam gets to do
You didn't
this.
even ask him a question yet. You asked him what you wanted him to
That was a question. That was for self. It was introspection.
Playing with players of
Do
varied
not
skill
name.
level.
Do not name drop. I think it varies of
Varied skill level. Gotta play with people that are way better than you, way worse than you, everywhere in between, because it teaches you all of the hockey. Otherwise, you're going to not understand situations. If you only play at a high level, you'll come down to a low one and just be like, "What? What's going on?"
10-year-old soccer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
and
different
then,
game.
and then you can be really good at certain patterns that they fall into in low-level hockey, and then get to a higher level one and be just entirely caught off guard by the speed and the pace. And Gwendolyn, you get both. Tournaments, you get both. It can be a little bit hard when you start out in rec, like we did, and you don't see what the game can be like. So you gotta play at varied skill levels.
Okay, and a lot of you guys are playing varied skill levels, playing from rec to D4 to D3. Teal's playing on D2, and you're starting D2 on Wednesday. So it's awesome to see growth and players get more involved, and at the same time having the core stick together. You all get to play together, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And would you guys ever think of playing on different teams?
Well, last season we were on different teams.
That lasted a long time.
That wasn't fun.
When Gwendolyn had the 2 D4 teams,
Correct.
I was on the Arabian Nights, and those, I guess, 3. Teal was almost
Teal was
on our team.
almost
but
on Arabian Nights also.
Sam
I
and
was
Aaron
on
were
both.
on Gwendolyn Gladiators, so we had some nice
We had some
trash talk going
We had
on.
some rivalry.
Yeah.
We went 1-1 in that series.
Yeah,
Yeah,
always
we did.
like covering them.
And that just shows how much growth Gwendolyn had. They had 2 D4 teams, and they made a D3 team. And that D3 team is not only competitive, they might just be a favorite to win it. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, let's go.
It's so much fun.
D3 is fantastic.
I
I
love playing D3.
love playing D3
You're
currently.
almost at the point where you're playing actual hockey. That was my biggest. That was my biggest thing about playing in my D4.
Rec and D4,
you count
too.
Is there was
Harsh.
positional play.
Yeah.
You saw how you were supposed to be, and people actually stood in their positions and covered and ran really, really fast.
There were some
So-
fast individuals.
It was a completely
The
different game.
speed in D3 blows my mind. It's so fast. It's fun. I love playing the kind of run and gun style.
Yeah, I think Suds did a good job. I was when I first started. I think there were 2 divisions, and he gradually built it out to 5. And it does make sense. You do want a pipeline from new players who have never played hockey, or people just interested to do rec stuff, to premier teams who really want to play at the travel level, want to play very competitive hockey. I think there's a good balance, and you saw D4 last season was
Neck
just
and neck.
it's every team.
Oh,
There was
that was
there was a
so much fun.
4-way tie for third, and the first and second were 1 or 2 points ahead of them. And then you had, D3. D3's hard because you've got some top tier players in there. You've got some older players who are on the downward trend, and you've got some younger players on the upward trend. And I think he's still trying to find the balance. If he could get another team, get 6 teams in that division, it would go a long way. But adding to 5, it was definitely painful to do the roster and do the schedule and make it all work. But
October 21st, everyone gets psyched.
October 21st, is that doubleheader?
It's
3 in a row.
Oh,
3
triple
in a
header.
row because they're on one team.
Yeah.
Crazy Eights versus Gladiators, and then
And then-
2 Arabian Nights games.
Yeah,
So
Crazy
a
Eights
lot
and
of people 3 in a row or 2.
3 in a row.
Gladiators share a lot of.
Oh, please don't tell me All Blacks play after that.
Who knows?
Do not know.
No, I'm.
Speaking on that, since I still play on Gwendolyn Rec, some of those newer players that just got added into the league, blown away by them. Lucky Sevens, those 2 guys up front, Sam and Tom.
They're
Okay.
fast. They make plays out of nowhere. It's fun
Okay,
to watch.
so
Sal keeps calling them the junior of these 2.
I didn't want to bring this up. I had a discussion with Suds last week that there's going to be a longer form DCHL podcast thing, but we had some editing issues because Suds said a lot of things that were inappropriate.
Sounds about
Well,
right.
he was bordering on the last one.
Shout out
But-
Suds.
A little bit.
So what he said, and this is I don't want to cause a grudge match or rivalry or shake some cages here, but Suds, he said that there's a new triplets in the Lucky Sevens that might actually be better than Sam, Aaron, and Ben.
I don't know. Those kids
That's
look,
what he said.
We'll
kids
see.
look half our age and half our size.
So they're probably insane.
They're fast.
Yeah.
They're speedy, but
Let's be clear.
I think experience
Lucky
does
Sevens triplets. If you're listening to this, we will kill you. Lucky Sevens triplets. I can't wait to play with you when you come up to D4 on
Yeah.
the Crazy Eights. Like seriously.
go.
No, we want this to be a pipeline. It would be really cool if 7s and 8s were a unit.
Mom made us bring on.
Sam he is offended here. That
No,
was a
no,
shot
no,
at his
no.
pride right there, talking smack.
Lucky Sevens.
Uncensored
We
version of
Aaron
this
and I
podcast, too.
actually watched the last Lucky Sevens game versus First Ladies. It was great game. Really good
It
to
was a
see.
good game.
Great play on both sides.
One second, that game was streamed by who exactly?
Who exactly
Who streamed that one?
And who was actually playing on First Ladies? Have we discussed this?
Okay, so first, well, that's another story for another day. That was streamed by Adam Marcus.
What a guy.
Adam,
Hold
the
on, I'm telling you.
awesome Adam Marcus, streaming that game was his first streaming experience. Loved it. So that was Awesome. I was supposed to stream it with him, but I had to ref. There were issues, so forth. Issues, and whatever. But Adam loved it. It was good. We're gonna hopefully get more in the future. And if any of you guys or girls want to do streaming in the future, you should. Teal was actually a special guest on an interview for 3 minutes or 2 minutes in between periods.
I'm never going upstairs ever again. I'll be in my corner.
No love for the interview.
Everyone who ever has a chance to stream a game now, please surprise interview Teal.
No.
She will be at the Sportsplex. She plays like 6 games a day.
She'll be there all day.
I'll be in my corner.
So
You were talking about Adam.
Adam Marcus is awesome. So yeah, the new triplets. We gotta see what's going on here. I know.
I would love to play in a Crazy Eights Lucky Sevens scrimmage.
That would be fun.
If that is possible. I mean, I don't know. I know Sal plays in both.
Yeah.
I guess Pete could be in goalie for
We could
Eights.
keep him for goalie.
Yeah. Aside from that, I think
Just make sure they know their place.
I like to play. I'd like to play Scourge. I like
Lucky
to see how they
Sevens,
play.
please ignore Ben.
You're one
No,
to
I
talk.
subbed for them. They look
They,
great.
they look
great.
like the kind of players that I really like playing with.
Yeah.
Fast and create space and
Next tournament,
get
let's
the
do
passes
it.
to you.
Ooh.
Maybe you could do a Lucky Sevens Crazy Eights combination
You're
team.
the youngest team DCHL has ever seen.
Okay, so I think the youngest team DCHL has ever seen was the Don Cherry Pickers on Wednesday, and I know they were in fact almost certainly. I mean, they had some old timers. They had Lou Fontek. No, I think it was Lou and
Those two 14-year-old ice hockey players.
they had a bunch. Okay, so many of the players had to have their moms drive them to hockey because they couldn't drive.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey,
so
we have one of those on our D3 team.
who's that?
Ben
And
Wiener.
he's
Ben is okay. Ben
brilliant.
is so good.
He doesn't
He
look
is so
like.
good.
I thought he was like 18.
I did too. I thought someone said he was 14. I thought they were kidding.
Ben can play. Ben's got some handles. I
Shout out
think.
Ben on the Facebook.
Shout out to Ben, big time.
He doesn't give up on a play, which is great. If he's on, I'm just
my
getting
God.
to the slot 'cause he's gonna get.
I
me the ball.
feel like with Ben, it's hard. It's like I don't know. It's like I feel like I can recognize talent, and he's definitely got it, but I don't know what needs to be done to take it to the next level.
He
I mean,
needs to be more confident.
I think
Get some
that
experience.
so okay, so for reference, the guy who wears number 99 with Swagmaster on the back needs to be more
Put a
confident.
new name on the back of his jersey, and he'll be good.
let's take a different track. I think he just needs to be more available. Ben's also like really good at soccer. Like he has other stuff going
He
on.
never shows up.
And has homework. He
His homework
like
at camp.
if he was here at
Busy
week
guy.
in and week out, he would be leading the scoring for
Oh yeah.
all the teams he's on. And we look forward to the day that happens.
Please play more hockey.
Everyone.
Well, when he gets out of grammar school, we'll see.
Hope his parents let him listen to this.
Seth's awesome, so I'll tell Seth, his dad, to shout out to Sonic Promos. I think I don't know.
Yeah, I saw him at a Caps game once. Sat right in front of him.
Awesome. So you all Caps fans?
Absolutely.
I'm
Actually, the
a
only
Habs
DC
fan
sport I
and
like.
Caps fan.
Montreal.
Yes.
Just we Canadian. This is the second week in a row that I've spoken French on this podcast.
Whoa.
Oh, is JM on it?
Can we shout out JM?
Shout out
His
JM.
He is
name
awesome.
is wholesome
he's so
human
much
being
fun.
I've ever met.
He's a national treasure.
He
Like our
is.
nation.
No.
JM is my favorite
He is
person
an
to play.
international treasure.
100%.
Hey, starring Nick Cage.
He's gonna steal it.
Yeah, he had an unassisted goal last week.
Nice.
Against us.
I had to give him some shout outs. I wasn't
Was
here
it
to
the
see it. I was
7-1 game?
disappointed.
Yeah. No, it wasn't
about
7. It was 5-2
Oh, I'm not
for the
talking
about
Gwendolyn
it.
Blue Knights game.
Oh wait, no, that one
We
I
had
wasn't here for.
that
No,
was
okay,
when
good.
all the
Also
teams were a little
wasn't
bit shorthanded, including us. But you know,
Oh, that was Beach Bash week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that on the bus.
So JM subbed for Lucky
no,
Sevens.
he plays on Street Sharks.
Oh.
Him and Lynn are locking down the D on Street Sharks.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
We got our standard 5 minutes of Jean-Michel talk on the podcast. So that's really the last requirement we had. So you can all give one final shout out or parting thought, and then we'll go from there.
Shout out Sal for making hockey fun. That guy's crazy.
Aaron, what you got?
An extension of that. Shout out Crazy Eights. We're gonna get our first win this season soon.
So Crazy Eights have one loss in two ties.
We've played incredibly tight games, and they've been so fun to play.
And
But we just need to connect on one late in the game.
And
Frustrating but fun.
I believe what happened was in the last two games, you guys were ahead, and then
Yep.
the other team scored in the remaining moments.
Yep.
So
Sed's already at his moment.
yeah, so I
Gotta
mean
be honest
that's
for this one.
you know if
Really?
if in 3 games you're winless, but got 2 ties, and the other game's a one goal loss, that's some pretty good parity right there. And those are the kind of games you want. Like I'd rather lose a close one than win a blowout.
I think D4 is going to look this season just like it did.
Hopefully.
I think it's going to be anyone's game.
For Crazy Eights, it's a much different look than our last season in Rec.
Okay, Teal, you got a shout out or parting
I have a
thought?
shout out to all of the goalies that are making it through the heat. Because all of them look like they're going to collapse after a game or two. And
You
many
included,
of them
Joe.
Play multiple games, so
Especially
congratulations
outside.
for making it through the summer.
It's unbelievable. Like I'd play and I'd see these goalies like just on the ground, like flopping or looking exhausted, and like I was like, are you looking for sympathy or something or whatever? Then I put the pads on, and I was blown away how they do it. Like you ask a goalie to stay another game, and they'll do it, and it's like 2-3 games, you're exhausted, and I don't know how these people do it week in and week out. It's unbelievable. So shout out to the goalies, is a good one. Alec, what you got?
I think we already shouted out like everyone I talked to at this point, so I'm just gonna say that my closing thought is Aaron.
Just Aaron.
That's THOT thought, if that doesn't come across.
And what does THOT mean?
After dark.
Yeah.
After dark. So I
Regressed into high school.
I am 100% going to suggest you do not Google or Wikipedia or Urban Dictionary.
Dictionary.
Do not Urban Dictionary that.
What's that?
Okay? Don't know what it is. So Sam, you can do a parting shot while I actually Google this to see if it's on a scale of 1 to catastrophically awful.
Not that bad.
I want to thank anyone that made it this far in the podcast. You're a real champ.
And honestly, a trooper.
Yeah.
Well, if it makes
and
you
I want
feel
to thank Joe for having us on.
If it makes you feel any better,
It's not bad.
all we have to do is edit out 45 minutes of this hour and 6-minute thing we got going on.
There might even be some hockey.
There might even be some hockey left. It was cool, man. Thanks for doing the random podcast. Thanks for winging it with me, except Sam, who had hours and hours of prep work.
I saw him practicing in the mirror.
It's a podcast. I wouldn't do that.
We rehearsed our lines.
It's very possible, but that was really cool, guys. So thanks for being here and doing this, and thanks for being awesome, and thanks for inviting me out. So thanks for everyone listening. Everyone's
Inviting you
awesome.
on, this is your podcast.
Everyone's awesome. I know. I'm so uncool that I had to get invited out by them to do a podcast, do my podcast. Well, not my podcast, the league's podcast. But that's self-deprecation 101. So thanks for everyone for listening and being awesome, supportive of the DCHL leagues. As Ben said, it's a big family community. So make sure you're supportive of your teammates, your friends, and your opponents. Have a great week, and we will catch you at the Sportsplex.